In 1964, legislation was passed that allowed the town of Brockton to draw water from Silver Lake. Now, 52 years later, it's having a devastating effect on Monponsett Pond, the Jones River, and Silver Lake. Over the weekend, representatives from the South Shore communities affected by the water issues held a public forum to strategically discuss how to remedy the growing water problem.
The forum is about sharing information. It's about giving a historical perspective of the legislation that allowed Brockton to take water from Silver Lake, and then the 1964 legislation that allowed Brockton to divert water from Monponsett in support of Silver Lake. We're then going to talk about what the current problem is and what the possible solutions are. Let me be clear, this is not a bash Brockton session. As the facilitator and the host, I won't allow it to be a bash Brockton. It's about information, and it's about finding some common ground so we can continue to make progress in cleaning up Monponsett Pond.
We're here today because we now know, after years of working on this, that the waters are connected and that they're in crisis. So it's time for more action, and we need help with that. It started off as a small point of view for each town, but we now have a widespread watershed approach. We have the Monponsett Ponds in Halifax, which are tributaries to a surface drinking water supply, and that's Silver Lake. Then we also have some water coming from Furnace Pond. We have rivers that are starved because they don't get the natural flow. And we have stagnation in the West Monponsett Pond because of the dam that was put in as an emergency measure with the 1964 legislature. So there's a lot going on.
Well, the problem in Monponsett Pond is that the 64 legislation allowed for diversion of water from Monponsett Pond into Silver Lake. That in and of itself not a problem, but in order to do that, they had to reverse the natural direction of the flow of Monponsett Pond into Monponsett Pond and out of Monponsett Pond.
Well, the dam was constructed in 1964, but it was supposed to be an emergency measure, but it has stayed. And Brockton had certain responsibilities spelled out in that legislature also, and they haven't kept their end of the bargain. So it's supposed to be capable of being used, these water bodies, well, Monponsett Ponds, for recreational use. And we aren't able to do that for the West Pond because of constant, all summer long, algae or cyanobacteria blooms. The pond is closed all summer long.
This is a complex issue. It took me several years to really understand it the way I do now. They're going to walk away with a good set of facts and data points that they can discuss with their neighbors, their friends, their family, and they're going to walk away knowing that we have a plan to fix it.
We want people to be informed as to how much work is being done and where we're headed next.